Yo, what is good, my everything? What is good, yo? I am fully excited to see how composed and how loyal to the loving and slimy character our Rimuru is, can rely on his talent, his leadership. There's so many things being put into question this week's episode on him that I really, really love to see what everybody has to do to make it out of this alive. Because for some reason, um, there was like previews or like screenshots or something of the episode. And I think it was not even this episode. I think it was like a future episode because for some reason it showed the grandpa standing up like he was completely okay. And we didn't even see him in this week's episode, so I don't know where those screenshots even came from. They must have just been shots from last week's episode when he was still standing, but I could have sworn he had taken some damage, and the only damage he really took in this uh, in last week, he was pretty much down after it. So I am not entirely sure, but seeing Benny Maru pretty much do the thing that I would have probably did, hunt down the person that put up the barrier inside. Not to mention the fact that um, the barrier probably can't be easily taken down by her, or maybe it will cost her life to take it down. In the grand scheme of how it was set up, because we gotta remember this demon chair lord, he does not care about anybody. So for him to give a barrier slash technique to someone and want it to benefit him, I would not be surprised if it takes the life of the user to rid of the barrier. Like you have to actually find them and destroy them to be free of it. And if it isn't the case, then the Demon Lord is a little bit softer than I thought, or he just doesn't have the ability to do so, which would kind of make him seem weak to me. I think that has to be part of it um, for all this stuff to either happen, or, like I said, Biddymaru just took his anger out, and he wasn't about to be listening to someone who he could probably just destroy and get the same results without worrying about it. Not to mention all of his family members are hurt. You have to understand, all of the monsters are cool, all of the monsters are chill, but there's certain monsters that have cliques, and those cliques, like the ones that are as tight as these people's bonds, it only makes sense that he was enraged. He can't reach any of his family members. The ninja one is stuck outside the barrier. Uh, his two sisters, one that's a princess, and the other that's like, just a brute, but she's still talented and, family. She, they're both out of commission, supposedly, right? And then the oldest member is literally out of commission. So think about it from that perspective and where he's coming from, that anger. But to then look at Rimuru and oh man, just to see the absolute anger fuming off of Rimuru was probably the closest thing I've ever seen this character be like, I'm just gonna kill you. You're dead. I don't need to speak. But to understand the situation at hand and to understand there's got to be multi layers with how many parts are in play, Rimuru is way too ridiculously collective, but Great Sage definitely saved the day on this one. If it wasn't for Great Sage or the analyzing of what the situation was at hand, and even if you do take out all this anger on this woman who deserves it but is being used as a pawn, will it actually destroy the barrier? Will it actually bring anybody of these people back? You know what I mean? Like, what will her life grant you? And she's only saying the worst of the worst, or making sure she looks in the worst imagery, is so you will do it. So you will be in a position to take her life and hoping you won't take the other people who defended her. So very, very tough stuff here. I love that they actually sit down and have a meeting and try to figure it out, but I will tell you, I do not love the fact that my grandpa, the old G-son, and the two ladies are missing in action, right? Like, there's no sign of them. All we have is actual dead goblins and blood splattered all over these buildings. So, let's just see what happens in the next week's episode. I'll be talking about Black Clover as well today, so I hope you all are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be this week slash forever. Thanks for watching, you guys. The support has been ridiculous, and I look forward to talking about all these shows over and over again if they get new seasons or brand new shows with y'all. So with that being said, peace.